This podcast is really good. How is anyone ever going to find out about it?
That's such a good question.
And I love the way you intonate, which is hardly at all, is you said about guests, you responded, I think it's good for a podcast to grow. And you're referring, the it there, right, is of course having guests. In my mind, it was just generally like it is good for a podcast to grow.
Well, we've been resisting that.
Well, welcome to Getting Grown Up. Welcome. Yeah. We're going to go from girls to women here for a second.
Okay, yeah. Huge.
Welcome to Stream Queens the Pod.
I'm Erin.
I'm Julia.
And I'm Amelia. Erin is an Emmy Award-winning producer.
Julia is the indie darling of the Tribeca Film Festival.
And today we have with us the high priestess of Girl Church, the divine host of Girls Rewatch Podcast.
And our very first guest.
Oh my God, it's an honor, you guys.
This is so exciting. We've never had anyone else on this couch.
It feels literally like the best day of my life. It feels like I won.
You did. We swore we would never do guests. We swore
we'd never do it. People ask all the time, like, oh, are you going to do guests? Are you going to do guests? And we were like, no, absolutely not. But then we decided to do the Hunger Games franchise, and we just knew
we had to make a phone call.
We had to have you here on this couch because similarly, you and I know have both had the same experience, which is becoming introduced to the Hunger Games franchise in the year 2026.
I was going to say Love Child Breaking Up the Family.
Yeah.
The which one?
I was going to say Love Child Breaking Up the Family, but you're talking about something else.
Is that your story?
Yes, we talk about this every time.
Love Child Breaking Up the Family?
You were the love child who broke up the family?
Oh.
She's like the you.
Oh, okay. You were like the last one before the love child broke up the family.
Oh, yeah.
That's me too. Okay.
My dad wasn't around so much my first year.
Got it.
Putting in all those hours at work.
Sorry, and neither was Katniss Everdeen's.
No.
Yeah, literally, because mine explosion. Talk about it.
He should have mind his own business. Just want you to feel at home. I'm doing kind of like
my friend Evan.
Yes! and of course, co-host. We had to have you because it's like what you said about our house, too. It's like we have a gorgeous home. We don't let anyone in it.
No.
And it makes sense that we would want to have you on the pod because we want you in our, like, you're someone we watch TV with.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? You guys introduced me to that one show, well, two shows. You introduced me to those women who are old, but one's playing mom and one's playing daughter, and they're Australian.
Kim.
And then you guys introduced me to Brian Jordan Alvarez's early work.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, because I made you watch one of the, because I'm trying to like really reinforce like plot structure, because it is like, it's a man's world, and like we kind of have to assimilate to, like we talk about all the time, right? Like, can women be heroes? I mean, Katniss Everdeen. Now let's wake that up. I think Joanna Russ would love to see Katniss Everdeen as a hero.
Well, this is the problem, is she is a hero, but only because she's a survivor, which is what happens to women in our society.
Now that's a point.
Yeah, well, and we can't wait to get into the society of it all. And I do, and actually, like, maybe as we're even starting to talk, I am thinking like she actually does the job of like not just being a male stand-in, right? Which is a lot of people's critique of like the way in which we try and feminism heroes.
Yeah, it's like, oh, she hates curling her hair.
And she loves swords and armor.
She's one of the boys.
And she has that, but also like as we see throughout, and one thing that we're really excited to explore is the ways in which like Katniss has to perform femininity in order to, also as one of the tools she has to save herself, in addition to like her grit, her tenacity, her like brains, and her brawn. But
what is so powerful about this piece of work is that she is the hero. She is like the man hunter, whatever. But then it's like she saves herself by learning to embrace her sexuality and femininity.
Thank you. And still cares about the people in her life.
Yeah. And this is actually a really good segue into one of our first segments of the show, which we usually don't do segments, but we were kind of thinking, we love how your podcast has
17 segments.
Yeah. So we decided to like kind of bring
it's rigorously segmented.
So we wanted to kind of make you feel at home and feel comfortable. And so we've kind of prepared a segment for you.
So sweet.
And we've decided to call this segment Hope is a dangerous thing for a woman like me to have, but I have it. What are you hoping to get out of watching the Hunger Games franchise with us?
Yes.
Oh my God. Well, hope is say it one more time in unison.
Hope is a dangerous thing for a woman like me to have, but I have it.
Yeah, because you know what? The thing that struck me so hard in 2026 about the Hunger Games is that it's now more than ever. It's evergreen, Katniss evergreen, more
Thank
like
you.
it.
Write that down.
I just feel like it is so dark, and it's so honest about how dark this society is, and like how like the lack of hope. I mean, they're so scared of the uprising. They do so much to just suppress them, and still, it's like there's this whisper of like, no, there's a better tomorrow. And I just give myself chills thinking about like how that could be true about our world.
Yeah, that is the thing that is most striking about the Hunger Games, especially if you watch it like now, you go, oh, it's about us.
In 2013, when everybody was watching it,
Yes, and like reading it.
Were they like, oh my God, this dystopian book is crazy? Or were they like, this is just like my life?
I think that it was a very popular time for, and again, we are so lucky, chat, like to have like titans of industry, like of reality TV, because it's like, I think that this 2013, 2012, like when this was coming out, the people's most direct application was, this is the Kardashians. This is like, I recall it was like a reality TV and social media, like phobia.
Oh, kind
that
of
was
like
fomented.
Panopticon vibes.
It was giving like season 2 of The Comeback.
Which I am so excited to dig into when I get a major surgery or something. I just haven't had the time.
I have so many shows on deck for when I get a major surgery. There's so many I haven't seen.
We got to start getting you lined up for consultations, girl.
I'm telling you, when I got COVID and because I was vaccinated and boosted, it only lasted 24 hours. I was pissed.
Yeah, you were ready. You had
2
stuff
weeks.
to watch.
I would have loved a fortnight to catch up on some stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's appropriate, y'all. If you want to take a sick day to get Botox and recover from that, I think that that's another great example of like workers' rights. I think something that they really could have advocated for and gotten in the districts that they didn't have.
I just think it's going to take me more than one business day to kind of like get to like do Twin Peaks. You know what I mean?
No, and then I'm going to have to like kind of watch a bunch of YouTube videos about it, kind of get different perspectives.
You know, when it's a long weekend, like 3-day weekend.
I heard of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's like that Monday, you're like, oh, I finally had enough rest to now enjoy my TV. And you only get that like a couple times a year.
It's true.
And we decided to make it a profession.
Yeah.
We decided, well, why don't we take this hobby and make it something that we do?
Make it our livelihood.
I was mentioning that kind of the read at the time was like reality TV and like injectables, cosmetics. But I think that there is the way more contemporary read, and perhaps what Susan Collins was arguing all along was begging the question, is America Panem? Do you want to bring us there?
Yeah.
I mean, I would say like the idea that y'all were thinking about how it's like Survivor, the TV show, is so like not like, I was watching it like, oh my God, this is literally how the government works.
Me too.
Because of like all the like post 2020, 2020 like shattered this like false idea of hope that like I feel like we were taught to believe, or at least I was like in the bubble of feeling that way in all of the 2010s. And like since then, worse and worse and worse and more insane things keep happening. So I feel like this dystopian thing is like very interesting when it feels like our world is actually fully in full dystopia. We're eating babies.
No, that's the thing. It's like when this came out in 2013, we didn't know for a fact that they were eating the babies, and now we know that it's on record. And so it's like once you know they're eating the babies, Hunger Games becomes about a lot more than say like the Kardashians.
And perhaps that's where I turned to you at one point, and I think that this reading that we're all obviously like, again, like this is a do your own research group, like what y'all are doing for the disclosure community and your works for Epstein, like the Epstein files, and bringing it to like other people in your circle, like that's
I do a lot of work on disclosure on a whole host of conspiracy theories that have turned out to be true.
Yeah,
but like that's not really what this is about today, because really what this is about is the Hunger Games and what I think we can all kind of learn from that, because I think Amelia is right on, like we're living in a dystopia, like the Hunger Games is happening, like it's happening now. There is no hope. We're gonna have to have an uprising, but But it's hard, I think, for us particularly because like we live in the capital in a Hunger Games scenario. You know what I mean? Like I identify with the capital citizens, but I know that the districts like are happening and I don't know how to help them.
Well, and you almost brought this, like, again, there's so much now that you can bring to this text and talking about it being Katniss Evergreen, where it's like we are looking at the Epstein files. We are also looking at, like, World War III, and we are looking at, like...
Well, yeah, like, what wasn't happening in 2011 as much was so much HD video evidence of the bad things going on in the world.
Right.
But it's like, oh, the Holocaust was not live streamed. The genocide in Gaza is being legit live streamed.
Fully.
Which is so scary because we watch the Hunger Games and we're like, how did they film that? That's such like a science fictional take. But now it's like, no, that's literally like our modern day life.
100.
I also think it's interesting with the rise of so much plastic surgery or like procedures in like elite cities like Hollywood especially. It's just like very much becoming what felt like a stretch back in the day. Like we were like, Effie Trinket is nuts, y'all.
Yeah, like that's a crazy look. And now it's like that is actually what everybody looks like.
Yeah.
Well, and it was, I mean, the Nicki Minaj-ification and Lady Gaga-ification of Effie Trinket, like, we were noticing the shoes.
Yeah.
That, like, funny-ass platform, like, booty that was all the rage at the same time that I feel like maybe, like, a couple years after we were doing nail polish that kind of had that, like...
Crackle.
Yeah, the crackle.
Oh, God, that was good.
When you talk about, like, being the capital, I think that, like, so all the time I'm kind of like, oh, it's really hard, like... From a like world history perspective,
yeah,
like most people have never even gotten to have like kind of felt tiles in their at-home recording studio. This is the capital, like maybe that like
no, I'm grateful to live in the capital every day, like, you know what I mean? That's the thing. And I do think like how this text missed me, right? Like when we talk about like the cultural impact of the Hunger Games and our relationship to the text, like I thought this obviously was coming out in the same time of kind of a Twilight thing, and I've always had kind of a holier than thou personality where like I don't want to do the thing that other people are doing because I feel
about Erin or you.
Oh,
okay. I'm like this is why we don't interrupt. Sorry, Erin.
I just like I felt older. Like I felt like those were little kid books to me. Like if other middle schoolers are reading it, like I'm like no, I'm reading.
Those are
like,
little kid books. The way I was like. Those are for the big kids.
See, and I was like, these are for children. Like, I'm going to go over here. Like, I want to do some philosophy. Like, I just wanted to do my own thing. And like, I thought that was for kids. And like, I just always was hearing about the love triangle and kind of like, I thought it was way more Twilight-esque.
Right.
Insofar as like, I thought this was like a teen drama. And I got that they killed each other and stuff. But like, I did not know the extent to which like, when I finally did watch The Hunger Games, I'm like, how is this even for kids? This is a grown-up movie with themes that are really like
deeply upsetting.
This is what it was. Watching it as a 27-year-old, I was like, oh my God, the kids I was in pre-algebra with were going home and watching this. Like their mind was so much more aware of like confronted with things that my mind was not in at all. But also the reason I never saw it was like I was like, oh, killing kids, like that sounds like an action movie that sucks even worse. Like it's like I hated superhero movies. I just wanted to everything to be aquamarine. And so like this, I was like, it seems like the girl is being forced to be a boy, but it's still a boy movie. It's kind of how I was operating.
Oh, I see.
Where it was like the action movie where it was like, it's the new Marvel film.
That's interesting that I feel like we both almost avoided it for kind of opposite reasons.
Yeah. And then we missed out on so much.
But did we miss out or did we watch it exactly kind of in divine timing according to God's plan, exactly when we needed to see it so that we could relay the message to the people that, hey, everyone get back in. This is about right now.
God knew that this Christmas, when my parents started exploring polyamory, I'd need this.
Exactly. And Julia's getting really uncomfortable with us continuing to invoke God in the conversation, but like...
No, I'm just spiking the camera to let them know that I'm hearing it and that it's okay. That it's okay to love people and to also spike the camera and be like... Maybe, like y'all are speaking to somebody who's like, yes, God. And maybe I'm kind of like... hey, like if you're not there, like I'm still sitting here and enjoying this conversation.
Oh,
even
like
though I'm
you
giving a stank
don't
face.
believe in divine timing? I didn't know that about you.
Oh my God, Julia's like so anti-God, it's crazy.
It's
Well,
crazy.
It's like crazy because
I
like
don't
I'm
believe
like
in
so
God.
I'm like so God, like I'm so disciple. Wait, you don't believe in God?
I don't believe in God. I believe in energy.
Period. That's fine.
Energy.
Sorry. I really do, because everything is a waveform.
I don't think Julia believes in that either.
I think I believe in science in a witchy way.
I think that's a really... there are so many video essays I've watched on this. I will figure out what I believe as soon as I watch every video essay.
Well, you know what it is with
Just
me
have
and
to
video
watch-
essays?
yeah.
7 minutes into any video essay, I'm in. Like, it's whatever they want. I'm like, absolutely. That's
Yeah.
what, of course. Oh my God. If somebody shares one fact with me, I'm like, duh. Yeah, exactly. I agree.
And that's why you're going to want to go ahead and make Girls Rewatch Podcast and Stream Queens, the podcast, the last thing you listen to, so you get the final word.
Yeah, on
what's
any
true.
text. Yeah, that's true.
And
Well, do you guys do the segment about hope?
oh, can you tell us can you remind us what the segment's called?
Yes. Okay, Erin, your turn. When you shouldn't have hope, but you do have hope, but say.
Wait, are you trying to say hope it's a dangerous thing for a woman like me to have, but I have it? What are you
Yeah.
hoping to get out of the Hunger Games franchise?
Yes, exactly.
So what I'm hoping to get out of the Hunger Games franchise is I've been really inspired by this text and this movie to learn how to whistle. Because I've actually never been able to do it before, and I really think by the end of the Hunger Games franchise, I could do it. Because I was practicing
Do you
while
know
we
she
were
doesn't know how to
watching it.
whistle?
I can't whistle.
Wait, hold on. I have to relax.
No, jeez.
So I'm getting close. You could hear. I think maybe the mic might have caught. Like there's a bit of a whistle starting to come out.
Never whistled. No, and when she was sitting here while we were watching Hunger Games, and she's just learning to whistle for the first time,
No,
my
Julie was near tears.
heart was soaring. No, every time she would get close, I'd go.
Like she was so proud of me. I've never seen like her eyes were watering with pride at me almost whistling.
It's like
and
watching a baby take its first steps.
yes, and I'm determined. Like I'm literally by the end. Like I'm like
Watch this
Ooh,
because it's
that
like
was good.
We'll add it in post.
anyway.
Do you guys know that in middle school band, they all learned to do that day one, and all those kids knew how to whistle because that's how you make those instruments work?
Do you hear how good that is?
I did some little instruments.
You're
I learned
so
from
good at
Barb,
it.
who learned from her mom, which is my favorite thing. Wow. And what you got from what actually made me well up with tears is that you said, I never whistled. I thought I couldn't whistle, and so I didn't whistle. And then you're like, wait a second, I can do anything.
Literally, I was like, I've accomplished so many things in my life. Like, I've literally overcome so much, and I've accomplished so many things, and I've done so many things I never thought I could do. And it literally was like, I cracked open, and I was watching this movie, and I was like, why can't I? Who says I can't whistle?
Who says
Yeah.
you're not perfect?
I really like the Spanish version of that song.
Oh, I bet that would be really good.
It's really good. I can't sing it. I don't speak Spanish, but I like it better.
Spanish. Well, okay, this whistle thing made me think of is dominant hands. It's because they told us.
Right hand, left handed?
Yeah, like, am I right-handed, or did society teach me that?
That's a good question. Did you just train right hand?
Because I'm sure I could train my left hand if I wanted to.
I
No
bet
problem.
you could. And that's the thing. It's like just deciding. That's the thing. It's like that's what Katniss Everdeen did in this movie. You know what I mean? Like she knew what she wanted. She wanted to survive, and she wanted to win, and she wanted to be there for her sister. And against all odds,
And she
did
actually meant it for her family, right? Like when we're talking about like a distinction between like a male character, a female character, heroes, like men, especially our anti-heroes, are always being like, I did it for the family. And it's like, so you produced meth and fucked those hookers for
The
your
family.
and
that's the plot of Breaking Bad. No,
at least I'm like that's maybe any
Sopranos.
any of the mafia ones. Al Pacino made a crit like
yeah.
check out Scorsese's entire thing, and it's
Right.
like,
These people, they can't even enjoy their wins because they're just thinking about their family.
but I say this to say, like, in this story too, like, you two were both like I'm a pita girl. I think all three of us are absolutely hummus
I'm a pita girl.
and pita girls.
The
Hummus
idea
and
that
pita.
anyone's a
Anyone.
Gale girl is well,
And
that
people were. Like, they really were. And I'm like, all he has going for him is that he's Miley Cyrus's ex.
and we heard what he did to her.
Exactly. And I said, actually, that's the only thing
Speak
that
on
makes
it.
him watchable and interesting is because I know how she felt about him. And I know the songs Miley Cyrus wrote about him. And it makes me suspect, there must be some there in terms of his personality. Because he was able to make her say right wrecking ball. So I'm like, there must be more to the story I don't know on who this guy is. Because he's not giving much of anything.
Yeah, but I mean, so many of these movies for teens, it's placeholder.
Yeah.
They're like project whatever visions you have for a man into Gale, y'all.
Right.
So
right.
I actually think the girls who were Team Gale were actually projecting this idea they had in their own mind that it is them.
They were team themselves, like whoever they liked.
Yeah.
They were team their imagination.
Yeah, it was Team Their Imagination versus
Peta's
Team Nice Boy.
And Peta's like a real character because he's not just nice. Like Peta's like a smart, really capable and savvy
Thoughtful.
guy. Like watching him understand a different level, right? Like Katniss is winning with strength, ability to kill, like in an actual kind of like drive to win.
Yeah.
But Peta has a very natural understanding of optics, of storytelling, and you realize that is just as important in this game.
No, he understands TV. He understands show
TV.
business.
Yes,
He understands Survivor New Era.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like the first.
And I said yes, but I meant no. We've never watched that show.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys have never seen it?
No.
Oh, well, the first like 7 seasons, it was like, oh my God, how are they going to survive? They have to kill the hog. So it was
Yeah.
very like Katniss vibes. But now it's all about like, it's like the traitors, like
social.
it's the traitors.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Peta would be amazing on the traitors. Katniss, not so much.
Right. Totally.
No, everyone would be like, Katniss, you're a traitor. Because
100%. She's giving Traitor down.
I mean, have you seen her eyes?
But like that's really the whole like this movie, it really brings those things together because like you need both to win because it's like, yes, the Hunger Games are happening and they're real and these children are going to die, but we're also making the Hunger Games
We're making a show
within the movie, right? So it's like there's a whole other reading we could do of this text where we're just talking about the show, the Hunger Games, within the story of the Hunger Games. Like how did that go?
We were interested in the broadcast element of the Hunger Games. Like, how is it streaming? Like, is it on Peacock? Like,
Yeah, can you tap in and see these different angles 24 hours a day? Is it 1 hour each night?
Yeah.
Like, who's doing the edit? How are they deciding which moments are worth watching? Like,
I believe it is like the house in that show, Big Brother, where they have access, but then there's the main thing. You know when the Olympics will do the side projects?
Yeah.
And then they'll be like, this is what's happening right now.
oh, so in Big Brother, you can tap in
It's
anytime
like
during the day, but they
24-hour
still do an
feeds.
episode.
Or Love Island, maybe it is too.
Love Island? No, I don't think you can tap into that though.
Okay, yeah. I think it's Big Brother that they have just like cameras going all the time. But
yeah, because Richie lurks. Just watch and
Right, you can lurk on Big Brother.
And I think that is like, I mean, in the books, she's always like, I bet they have a camera on me right now.
Right.
Like, whatever. It's like that kind of thing where it's like, they're going to show 8 people doing nothing in a field, and then they're going to bring them together.
Right.
In a way that I feel like modern TV shows, they don't take the time to have them do nothing.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
I am hearing that you read a chapter book.
That's correct.
When
Congratulations.
when did you do that?
Like the first 2 weeks of this year, I read all of them. And to be clear, I listened to them on audiobook while playing Tetris and getting to level 487.
Oh, that's amazing. And do we think audiobooks count as reading?
Yeah, for me, they do because I'm an auditory learner. I remember everything 11 times better, made that number up by listening. And when I read a book...
11's a real number.
Thank you. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I think audiobooks count.
That's
or else
cool.
I'm in a lot of trouble.
Well, we were kind of having that debate, and I started my family book club, which and learned about whenever
Oh,
you
yeah.
came over the other night.
Oh my God, some of the best phrases I've heard in years.
Yeah, I was reading you some snippets from My Husband's Wife, which was the first book of book club. But
Search
a
party
couple,
ass line.
I'm like, was that the alternate title for Amelia Perez? No, that's not okay. back to this.
I was just saying some of my aunts and cousins were doing audiobook, and I was kind of being like, does that count? And everyone was kind of like, Erin, like just let them audiobook. Like,
I think having
good.
space for
It's
different
literacy.
learning styles is important, and also like it is an accommodation factor.
Right. And as we established, like I'm elitist. Like that's why I didn't read The Hunger Games in the first place.
Right. And you would never listen to it. I think you're both valid, of course. I think both of your tea is valid, of course.
Wait, I have a question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
Hope is a dangerous thing for a woman like me to have, but I have it. What are you hoping to get out of the Hunger Games franchise?
That part.
Hope is a dangerous thing for a woman like me to have, but I have it. What I'm hoping to see and learn through this version of the Hunger Games, like our kind of time in the arena, is I would like to learn more about where I fit or people like me fit within the world of Hunger Games, and perhaps like what game maker / author Susan Collins might think about how someone like me, parentheses queer coded, is or is not contributing to kind of the fall of of mankind.
It is so interesting, like the lack of queerness present in 2010s franchises like this. When you guys just said you're not watching The Pit.
No.
Everyone in The Pit is a lesbian or a gay guy or like the straightest man alive, and there's no in between. Mm-hmm. And I think like it's so like not even discussed. It's just like, yeah, of course those two are fucking, like it's so like we're past the conversation of it, which is so interesting. I wonder what years of the Hunger Games it was like a whole plot line that like, oh, that kid's gay versus like, oh, is it like, yeah, all the every tribute is gonna be bisexual now. Like,
yeah, I feel like there might be, I don't know if I'm remembering correctly, but I think there's gay in like the Ballad of Songbird and Snakes. Like
that's
when we get there, like
keep
the more
hearing.
recent ones, I think get gayer because everything gets gayer as time goes on. But in 2013, it just wasn't about that.
I'm telling you, when everyone's next, they're like, look, we gotta get away from this trans stuff. We're going back to just murder.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like people who make movies want to talk about trans.
I think that too.
It's the people who don't know how to make creative stuff that don't want to. But like,
well, as we've talked about, this is a show. Like, if we're living in Hunger Games, like Hunger Games is a show. It's propaganda. Like,
yeah,
Hunger Games specifically, it would be government. It would be like Chappell Roan's not singing at it.
Right, but we'd get kind of like a Kid Rock version.
Oh yeah, yeah. We have to think about it like that.
But so you're kind of talking. Are you kind of getting at kind of the queer coding of say like the Capital Citizens, or like where are you currently? Where we've only watched Hunger Games 1. Like where are you seeing queerness in this text?
Brilliant and beautiful. So the way that the Capitol is depicted, right, is decadent, inhuman, excessive, which is eccentric, which is shown, ambivalence to children growing up, ambivalence to real people, and part of that, how that's signaled and coded, is like the big FE trinket, like makeup. Like it's not an accident, right? That the only time that we see people who look like Nicki Minaj and Lady Gaga, kind of like groundbreaking performers, is when we get to the place that is demanding that children send their sacrifices.
But Lady Gaga and Nicki Minaj are not queer people.
Right, just all of the little like Cinnas and little people that dress them and stuff.
Yeah, Cinna gives queer.
Cinna's gay for sure.
With the gold eyeliner for sure.
Yeah.
Clock
I guess
it.
I just like my question is I'm like, is the like, because I think I've heard this before, like a queer coding, like, and then talk about like an Effie Trinket type character, but I'm like, is dressing like that queer? Genuine question.
Genuine how?
Genuine question.
I do think it's like almost more of like a metropolitan
I think so too.
thing.
It's like posh.
Where it's like they have access to more excess like that.
Yeah.
So then it allows for that when it's like,
Yeah.
you know.
Are we wrong?
Are we wrong?
I think there's
chat,
more gay
let's see
people
what
in the
you-
Capitol than there is in District 12.
Yeah, but people in District 12 don't have time to be gay. They're starving.
That's
Well-
what I'm saying. It's like a Maslow hierarchy of needs things.
Yeah.
And
where they're
so-
so hungry, they're not even
can't
like
even be gay or
they don't
straight.
have a sexuality. They have skinny bones.
They have to hunt squirrel.
So I'm actually so great that we stumbled into a familiar right-wing talking point, which is that somehow that issues of queerness, of gayness, bisexuality, lesbianism, transsexuality is somehow frivolous, something that you deal with once these other needs are met. One cannot meet their physical needs if they are not able to reconcile identity and sense of self and the things that we all need, including Punch the Monkey, which is like care and community and to be seen and included and like touched. Like it is not the idea that like transition is not a matter of survival is something that like we are told is the case. And similarly, like you mentioned the genocide in Gaza, it's like the pinkwashing of that, right? It's like, well, if you were gay in Gaza, you would be killed. It's like everybody's getting killed in Gaza. Like it's not trying to separate these issues as if it's not like they probably are gay people. They're just not either shown to us or they don't. Maybe that's what I'm wondering. Is that Susan Collins's claim?
Yeah, but I'm just thinking like, oh, these people in district, like
The first thing we see of the Capitol, I'm pretty sure in this, like, let's pull that up. Julia, can we pull that up? Erin's going to add it to the edit, is of a gender nonconforming person. That's one of the first people we see in the Capitol, which again, we're told is evil.
Right.
And it's like, whether or not you're saying that,
Oh, I
those are the
remember that
images we're
shot.
putting together.
Yeah, that's interesting. I see this perspective as you're saying, like, that we are parroting a right-wing talking point by saying that District 12 doesn't have queer people and only the Capitol has queer people because queer is a result of excess and having other needs met. But
And
I
that
will
is
say,
not just a right-wing talking point. Like, that's put into such that it becomes everyone's thing. And it's like when we talk about, like, where is the poorest people are trans women of color, and it's like that doesn't seem frivolous. You know what I mean? Like, this is not a problem amongst upper echelon. This is like
for sure, but I think within the Hunger Games, though, it's like
Sure.
the reason you don't see it in District 12 is also, though, because like self-expression and being able to do that is
Sure.
only the people in the Capitol have access to that mode of self-expression and don't have the peacekeepers breathing down their neck and aren't in this right like that situation. And so you see expression. And I don't think, yes, of course, there's the idea that the Capitol is evil, but back to saying like, I think we are citizens of the Capitol. I don't think of the citizens of the Capitol as necessarily evil. You know what I mean? Like, forgive them, God, before they know not what they do. Like, I'm like, they don't have the ability to fix this problem on this government.
I don't
you know what I'm
blame
saying? Like, I'm like, I
anyone
don't
in this
blame the
at
Capitol
all.
citizens
No.
who are expressing their queerness, and then I assume they're evil just because they live in the Capitol. I'm like happy for them that they get to have this thriving community. Unfortunately, it's on the backs of all of the children that die every year for the Hunger Games. But I just think like,
and then I'm like, well, can we
because
make
it
it
always
Hollywood?
it just always comes to me where I'm like, I don't know what we as like, I think it's my whole struggle. Like, if Panem
Yes.
is America, if this is what's happening in the world right now, which it is, and we're watching all this death on TV and children are dying,
Yep.
as a Capitol citizen, I do not know what I'm supposed to do. You know what I mean? Like, I do not know my role. And I think even in the Hunger Games franchise, I don't know the role of the Capitol citizens. Because right now they're just onlookers, they just watch. And even the ones who don't agree can only express it in subtle ways. Cinna can only give the Mockingjay pin. They can only do these little subtle things because they are also
Killed.
victims of the society, right? Like, they don't have control. And of course they enjoy an excess the other districts do not. But like,
No, everyone is a weapon
yeah,
of and expendable to the state.
right.
Yeah, it's tough because they have more resources, but they don't have more freedom.
And that's kind of like when we talk about China maxing and we talk about all the different, like, all the propaganda that we're fed all of the time that, like, casts us and them as good as bad. And it's like, now hold on a damn minute. That's us.
I don't know about China maxing.
Yeah, I do know about China maxing, and I'm always China maxing, but, like, tell me in this context what you mean.
Oh, I brought up China maxing because when it's talking about, like, we have more resources in the United States, do we have more freedom? Less and less. And we've been told China, Iran, North Korea, the USSR are bad because they don't have freedom and they don't have resources. It's like, okay, we have all of these resources. And in fact, when we look at, like, dispatches from people in any of the places I mentioned, they're like, we're doing fine. And in fact, like, we've got, like, I think y'all are actually in trouble. Does that I'm not getting there all the time, but it's like, we are seeing, like, if we are the capital to that point, like, we have a lot of resources, but similarly no freedom.
Well, that was also a big question I had about the Hunger Games watching this was, is Panem... Are there other countries? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, if the districts are states and Panem is the United States of America, North America, are there other countries? Do they care?
What happened to
is
that?
this a war crime? Like, is anybody going up against Panem?
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, if we were like,
see a
if
civil war.
France started doing
Yeah.
the Hunger Games, we as the United States might have something to say or do about that.
Right.
It might create a war type situation. They don't seem to be at war. Everybody seems to be in Panem and there's no outside.
I think there's just Panem. Or if there is other stuff, it's like our relationship with other planets and life on the, where it's like, maybe, but we're not in contact.
Okay.
Because the capital is not afraid of anything outside of the districts.
Yep.
The people they're in charge of uprising, they are not afraid of outside sources.
Right.
Besides that.
And in the book, there's no mention of.
No mention.
Interesting. So it's kind of a one world government situation.
Yeah.
Which could, if not already has and is what is happening to us, just to disclose it here first. I do think we are already kind of in a new world order. Shout out to my conspiracy heads. You know just what I'm talking about. It's already happening and we're here.
That part. Age of Aquarius.
Where I do see y'all in this, for real, like when you ask what is one in the capital supposed to do, and then you identify these moments of like what Cinna is able to do, these moments, like you two are like in a position where you use your resources and your knowledge of media to share stories about people who...
Oh, because we both professionally uplift queer voices as our jobs.
Yeah, and like queer BIPOC voices.
That
like
is what we
y'all.
both do.
Yeah.
I didn't know I did that.
What do you...
Yes.
I mean, do you not?
that.
Like, is that not how you make your money?
That is how I'm making money. I've just never
You produce a
considered...
queer podcast.
I've just never
produce queer
considered
TV
that
show.
even once.
Yeah.
And change lives. And we talk about like the material conditions that like a reality TV show can do. Actually, not too much. The impact is in the
story.
aesthetic. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like
It
what
is.
seen.
It is. I think it's so interesting how we see everybody who's like gotten very far in politics or like all these other avenues always in their later years convert to storytelling because they're like, oh, the thing that's going to make the most change is changing what people think by telling them a story rather than a fact. So there's all these books I've read. I'm like very much like reading like every scientific book about like something that's not necessarily scientific. And all of it is like these statistics don't make change. What makes change is turning this information into a story that humans can like feel.
And that's what PETA understands intuitively, and that's
There it
what
is.
Effie understands, and that's what Haymitch understands,
And that's what
what the Hunger
Katniss-
Games is about, and that's what Katniss
really struggles to understand. The thing that's so interesting about the first film is so much of the film is pre the Hunger Games, and like everybody trying to get Katniss to act a certain way, and they aren't using stories. They are just using like, this is what it is, like, go with it. And she's just like, I don't understand, this makes no sense, this is crazy, I don't believe you. And Peta is the one that has to like slowly like sit in the dark with her and be like, yo, this is kind of why. And she's like, oh, okay. Like, he's like, oh, I see that Katniss's want is to protect her family and her sister.
Yes.
How am I going to get Katniss to do what's best for her, knowing that? And that's how he interacts with him in a way that like Haymitch struggles with and Effie struggles with, when it's like they all want the same thing for Katniss, but they don't know the line to get to her in a way that Peta really does.
He's got to become her family.
Yeah.
And on agency.
Oh, it's good. Peta's such a fucking genius. I love Peta.
Peta's genius from day one. Like, he sits on that couch. They didn't warn us at all. And he's like, I'm in love with her.
He's so good. Like, that's truly like Peta. Katniss is obviously amazing, but like, to me, Peta is the real powerhouse of the first Hunger Games film. Like, just, I'm like, he really moved. None of this happens. Katniss doesn't win without Peta.
Nope.
And that's not 100%. To take
100%.
away a woman's work and
the
give
thing
it to
is,
a man, but Peta really ate that.
It's also like she didn't want to survive until she knew that they both could.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Because he had become family. And I do love the way the book specifically, it's so much of an internal dialogue with herself. Katniss being like, I don't know how I feel about Peta. And it changes so much throughout each book. And it's she's so confused because she's like 16 and all this scary stuff is happening. And then she's like, how do I feel about this person? When the stakes are this high, I think it's so interesting.
And that feels, again, where this is celebrity culture, right? Which is like where you have like older men, I'm not projecting onto Peta here, but rather Katniss's experiences, which is like she's being dragged around. No one's speaking to her in a way that is respectful and gives her agency, though she has all this power. They're kind of telling her what to do and not including her on the planet.
They're waxing her within an inch of her life.
Yes, and like moving her around into this point, like where Peta does, when I say like that represents like in Hollywood, it's like you've got songs like Vampire, Olivia Rodrigo, songs like 29 by Demi Lovato, where you've got somebody who is a man with a story who is like wrapped you up in it. And
then there's a man who thought the story was over, and who a woman is so inspiring that it convinces him to stop drinking. Shout out Haymitch.
Haymitch, I really hated this first film. I said, fuck this guy. This guy needs to get a fucking grip.
Right.
And then I read the book where it was his Hunger Games.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, of course he's an alcoholic. Fuck.
No, seriously, folks.
They took everything from him.
Yeah.
They literally took everything and they won't let him die. Like,
let people die.
I am tearing up.
No,
it's actually insane.
Yeah.
Like, and it's so like powerful when you know that, to see Haymitch like year after year after year just see these two kids die, another two kids die, and it like of course like brings up PTSD from his experience, and he's just like so hopeless. District 12 always loses. This sucks. And then somebody like Katniss, who like is feisty and hates stuff the same way he does, so it like pisses him off, but then he sees himself, and then he's like, fuck. Like, it's so like representative of like older generations like having a kid and then wanting the world to be better when they didn't originally. And it's like, that's somebody who was like, I'm never having kids, and then this girl came into his life and he was like, fuck.
No, like, children are our future.
Yeah. And I think it's also like the feistiness. Can we talk about the apple?
Yeah, let's talk about the apple.
I mean, how did that feel when you were a kid? When Katniss does the bow and arrow and shoots it out of the pig thing and all the men turn.
It felt like I could too. Like, that's Katniss. And like when you talk about like where this hits and why she's such a great character, is that like like YA fiction like is for an age group that has no control, no power, very little agency in their life. They're just coming online with like trying to understand and identify sense of self. So like,
oh my God, that's why it's YA.
Yeah, I mean
that's why all these books that are YA are YA. I never noticed that.
Say more.
The idea that like kids connect with these books so hard is because they don't feel like they have agency in their life yet because they're fucking kids still.
Of course. So to that moment, it felt like, oh shit,
I can fight back.
How did it make y'all feel?
I definitely could do that if I had a gun. I couldn't do it with a bow and arrow, but I'm a really good shot with a gun, and I could do it.
I could do it with my words.
It makes me want to get a gun.
Well, I'm sure there's going to be plenty of time between this week and next, but...
Awesome. No, please.
What? Oh, I was just going to say watching it for the first... So I watched the first film for the first time in December. So it's been like 4 months.
Right. Since everything's changed.
It's been like chemically different. Like...
you got bit by the revolution bug?
I got bit by the revolution bug.
That's amazing. Then Suzanne Collins is done what she came here to do.
You know, I was feeling so like whatever. I guess I just host a podcast about like white women who suck, like whatever. And then I'm like, oh right, like women's stories change other women. Which duh, but I had forgotten for a little bit.
This is beautiful.
I think that's a really strong place to wrap up.
Oh.
I don't have any sort of mechanism to know what time we're at.
Yeah, we're at a full hour. We gotta go.
Yeah. We could go 9 more hours, but we frankly can't.
But I do think ending on that note is important because it's like women's stories matter, women podcasting matters. I'm so happy we got to bring an additional woman into this podcast. I'm happy you got to podcast with us, and that for all our women listeners, women.
And talk about 3 white women who suck. We couldn't.
We did the work.
Hello.
This is praxis.
This is
Stream Queens of Pod.
I'm Julia Wendt.
I'm Amelia Ritthaler.
I'm Erin McKeon.
You can listen to our show on Spotify, on YouTube, and on Apple Podcasts. You can follow our socials at Stream Queens the Pod on TikTok and Instagram. You can follow Amelia's show
at Girls Rewatch Podcast, or check out That's Girl Church.
Amen.
And listen along with us as we continue with the Hunger Games franchise. We are so excited to watch these movies with you. I would recommend watching the movies before, because if this episode is any indication, we are not doing any summary or anything. You should come ready to go.
Lock in.
Yeah. It's also just like you deserve to watch them again because they're really good.
Absolutely. Bye.